Brazilian diplomats are now working day and night with negotiators in the hope of reaching an initial consensus by Wednesday on the COP30 climate deal in the presence of President Lula da Silva. The host nation is expected to land a deal on some of the most contentious issues, including a halt on rising greenhouse gas emissions, cutting fossil fuel use, and coping up with the damage caused by warming temperatures. And Lars Holter is with Deutsche Welle, joins me from Berlin on the German presence in COP30. Lars, what exactly is on the agenda in Belém and what is Germany bringing to the table?
Yes, thanks for having me. Well, the main focus this time around is climate finance, particularly establishing a new, larger finance goal to support developing countries in their climate actions and adaptation efforts. And Germany has now promised an additional 60 million euros towards that fund. Germany is so far the biggest donor of such funds, and that is on top of $6 billion that the country has generally spent on financing the fight against climate change. And then, of course, a focus of the summit is how to cut down on fossil fuels. That's often, almost every year, that's a topic, getting out of oil, gas and coal and speeding up the development of renewable energies, of course. Now, Germany is all aboard on that, has obviously been going in that direction for years and has long established solar and wind as major energy sources at home. However, development of renewables isn't fast enough even here. And sadly, just last week, the German government even decided to build 8 new gas power plants to generate the energy that the country here so desperately needs to get the economy going again. But like I said, despite all that, the commitment to fight climate change in general is very clear.
Okay, and how optimistic should we be that the climate conference will lead to real change this time?
Well, that's the multi-billion-dollar question, of course. In the past, more promises have been made than kept. This is obviously supposed to change now. And as we're here heading into these last days of the conference, people in attendance are saying that in the past, roadmaps were drawn up, and now it's finally about making the real changes planned. But one member of the German delegation, he is actually a representative of Greenpeace Germany, he's also told us that, there are 1,600 oil, gas and coal lobbyists at the meeting. They are representing an industry making approximately $3 billion a day. That's very powerful companies with very little interest in changing anything. Other than that, they are representatives of poor countries, of countries already threatened by climate change. And there's the industrialized nations trying to undo the damage they've done over decades without risking their economic future. And then, of course, there's the United States with no one at the conference at all. So there's a lot of factors playing into the negotiations over the next 2 or so days. So will we see any form of an agreement, and will we really see decisive action? It's doubtful, of course, but there's always hope, including with the German delegation.
Okay, thank you very much, Lars, for all those details. Yes, 2 more days to see if a deal is reached in COP30. Thank you very much for all those details. Lars Holter reporting from DW, Berlin.